Now, if you want to make use of table, what you need to do is to declare your table to declare your table like this. Open and close table. You've declared your table. And we all know that table is formed table consists of rows and column, and the intersection of row and column actually form a cell. And when you have table, you must have cell, because that is where your table data, your information are going to be. Okay, now since I've declared my table, the next thing I need to do is to declare my table role. That is TR. The TR there stands for table row. So if you have gotten your role, the next thing is for you to declare your table data, which is TD. The table data stands for TD. For example, now I'm having my TD. I can just say HTML/CSS. So if I go back to my working environment and I refresh, you see HTML, CSS. I've created it. This is a cell on its own. So if I want to create more cell now, I also need to open my TD again and close my TD. This is another cell. Let's say PHP. Then let's here be JavaScript. So if I go back now, you see that I'm having I'm having a row because I only create one role, and inside this role I have this information which stands for the TD. So now if I want to create another role again, I'll need to open and close my TR, then declare TD inside the TR to have another row. So the reason why we are not seeing border across is because in our table here we've not given it the border attribute. So what we'll do is just to give it the border attribute, which is equals to 1px. So as you can see, I'm having my table. If you observe, we are having multiple border. In the sense that the system is separating each cell with its own separate border, and we are supposed to have one border running across. And if you observe now, the cell, it has its own border, the cell has its own border, and even the table itself has its own border. Then how do we now remove these borders? We can do that with the help of CSS. We can do that with the help of CSS. So, and I already told you, and the method, the font, the type of CSS we will be using is the inline. So what we need to do, the first thing we need to do when we want to make use of inline is to declare our style, which is equals to. Then what do we want to do? What syntax do we want to apply? The one that I want to apply is the border collapse. Are you getting it? Border collapse. This is it here. Then border collapse, and is, you know, I told you border collapse. The column here is just as if you are telling that is equal to. Then in between your in between your column and the close semicolon, it will come the syntax, which is collapse. Border collapse is equals to collapse. Then I can just come here. When I refresh, you see that my table is now normal. This is how to create your table. Then now, if I want to create more rows, maybe I want to have like more 3 rows, what I'll do is to come here to copy and paste. Then as you can see, I'm having 3 more rows. Then if I want to create like another cell, another column again for this, you know, I'm having just 3 columns. If I want to create another column again, what I'll do, I'll just come here, open TD. Are you getting it? Then maybe I can just say C++. Then I close my TD. Are you getting it? So if I come here now and I now refresh, you see that another role has already been added. So what I'll need to align everything, what I'll simply need to do is to copy it here. Then when I go back, I'll now refresh. So you can see I'm having it at the other side, the third one. Why is it not showing at the last one? Let me see. Okay, it's it's there now. So now this is what we do. This is how we can actually do this. Then the next thing I want us to do now is for we to give it width. If I like, I can use my CSS, my CSS syntax, or if I like, I can use my HTML syntax. Because if you observe this place, I combine the HTML and CSS. Here, sorry, here is my HTML. Are you getting it? While this side is my CSS. You can combine them together like this. So the next thing we are going to do is let's increase the width of the table. If I want to do that with my CSS, I can just come here. Width is equals to, let's say, 800 px. My width is equals to 800 px, and I'll just refresh. You can see it has increased. It has increased from the size we were having to the 800. So now the next thing I want us to do is how we can collapse. Let me decrease the size first from 800 to like 500. So now let's see how we can combine cells together. For example, now if I take out these two cells, maybe I want to have at the top, I want to combine like two cells together, just like as we normally do in Excel. If I come back and I refresh now, you see that I've combined the two cells together. Okay, I've combined the two cells together, but what I want to do is I want the first cell. I want the first cell, because what the system does now is just take out these two cells. But what I want to do is I still want to have my two cells here, but I want to combine in the sense that this JavaScript, it will extend from this PHP to JavaScript, while the C++ will only be here. So what I'll do, I'll just come here. In between this TD, I'll write span. And then how many cells do you want to combine together is 2. So when I come here and now refresh, as you can see that I've combined these two cells together, while this C++ moves to, let me see, span JavaScript. Okay, let me change it to 3, because I want this C++ to move to this other side. So you can see it has moved to this other side. So it's counting from the current cell. It counts from here 1, 2. So as I now change it to 3, it now counts from here 1, 2, 3. So this is how you can use span to merge cells together. So the assignment I'm going to give to you guys is, as you are seeing this picture on the screen now, I want you to create, using this table, using what we've done now, I want you to create something like this. I want you to actually create, to come up with something like this.